From Julio Cruz and Gaylord Perry to Alvin Davis and Harold Reynolds to father and son back-to-back bombs. From Junior J, Joey, and Edgar with Randy, A-Rod, Dan, and the Sheriff to Ichiro Moyer and Mikey C to King Felix, Kyle Cruz, and Cano to the present with Julio, Gilbert, Kirby, and Cal. I don't believe it. It just continues. My, oh my, it's another sports podcast. My, oh my, it's yet another sports podcast. We got super producer Indy down in Nashville, Tennessee. That's Vaden Podcast Services. Vaden Podcast Services bringing the show to life. Shout out to the homies in the live chat. Super disappointing weekend for our Mariners. Huge shout out to our friends at Romantic About Baseball. Y'all know how much I love the beautiful sport on the diamond. Check out RAB. Fantastic MLB content. Sam, I'm glad that I get to talk to you, homie. I'm glad that you will mess around and get a triple-double because I am about to jump off a cliff with this Mariners disgusting weekend of baseball, bro.
Yeah, it was yesterday was the heartbreaker, man. That I didn't get to see even the highlights of today's game. So I don't know what the hell happened. I was swimming with the kids, but yeah, yesterday sucked ass. That was a shitty way to lose. I have to say that. With Hancock dealing like he was dealing, man, that was tough.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, we can get into the details a little bit more, and that I just had to get that emotion off my chest, because if I really look back at the last, 3 series, that we were really riding high just a little bit ago. We get the sweep at St. Louis. We get 2 out of 3 versus the Twins at home, but this was just an uninspired, underperforming sweep by the hands of a very mediocre Kansas City team, Sam, and it's one thing for me to excuse physical mistakes. We're all going to boot the ball. We're all going to swing and miss for strike 3. But what really hurts the team is mental miscues, especially in the critical moments. And you went insane game 2 versus Kansas City. Talk to me, bro.
Well, a Rosarena, man. We can't have that shit on the base path. You can't be losing track of the count with a 3-2 count coming up and dude, 2 outs and you just fucking walk into an out like that with our most productive hitter at the plate currently with Young. I mean, it's just, I don't know if it's a manager situation kind of thing that's going on or if it's just space cadet for Randy too high. I don't know what the hell's going on, but that was disappointing and disheartening to say the least.
Well, we know that there is world-class marijuana dispensaries in the state of Washington, Sam. Some of these guys might be coming to the game like a space cadet here, but that's really frustrating too. And Randy's had such a good season overall. One of the only guys that's had any sort of consistency at the plate, but just a critical base running blunder right there. The kind of like the equivalent of a T-baller just staring out into the middle of nowhere. You expect that from a T-baller, not a dude that's looking to try to get $100 million contract coming up in the offseason, Sam. And then I would add in game 1 versus Kansas City also, I don't want to pile on Randy, but we got to point these things out, man. It is late in the game, and it is the most obvious middle strike anyone's ever seen. He calls for a challenge. The umpire and Salvi are laughing at him because it's such a ridiculous challenge. Of course, it's strike 3. Him and Salvi are jawing at each other, and if I was Salvi Perez, I'd be talking that shit too. Like, bro, how dumb are you? Go to the bench. Yeah. And Randy has had a hell of a season. As a team, they need to back him up. They need to sternly let him know that this shit is unacceptable. We're between a rock and a hard place, though, Sam, right now, because in a perfect world, I would bench Randy for a game to make sure he knows that he needs to be ready. But I look at the lineup they put out on Sunday, and it's not a major league lineup. So what's Dan supposed to do right now? Are we supposed to bench a guy when there's only 5 true big leaguers in the lineup? It's a tough one right now on that.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's so hard to judge with this little slump that we're in the last 3 games at least is because we haven't had Cal the last 2 games. Donovan's been out for going on 2 weeks now, and he was our most productive hitter before Cole started taking over that mantle after Donovan got hurt. So it's kind of just hard to see where exactly we are. I'm not panicking by any means. It is what it is. It's baseball. Once again, teams shit the bed every now and then. They go on slumps. As long as it's not a sustained thing, I think we'll be fine. Because who else is there in the American League besides the Yankees that's really
Mm.
you know differentiating themselves from the rest of the pack, really sticking out
And
as an elite
specifically,
team?
the AL West is as mediocre as any division in baseball right now, literally.
Yeah,
AL West is the most winnable division. So the Mariners and every team in the division, frankly, are extremely fortunate that all of them are barely able to stay above 500 at any point. Bumba clot! Man,
yeah,
those hot dogs look good. 51 inches. Y'all got to be kidding me, man. Dude, even the stickiest of icky ain't going to get 51 inches done by herself. Homie, Sam.
yeah. I don't know what he's referring to, but no, I
Okay.
don't think I
Well,
can.
okay. I want to throw it down right now. We're going huge sidebar. This is our childhood. The legendary Randy Johnson was honored this weekend. And number 51, we know, is a special number for the Mariners franchise with Ichiro Suzuki and Randy Johnson, both Hall of Fame players, both Hall of Fame Mariners. Randy was honored this weekend, Sam, and they had a 51-inch jumbo dog with all the fixins in honor of Randy and Ichiro. 51 inches of hot dog and fixins. You could find it on Instagram in 1 second. But yeah, that was going down this weekend.
Yeah, no thanks on that. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I thought he was talking about a Rose Arena because we were just talking about him, so that's why I was confused. But yeah, dude, what a shitty way to lose that Randy Johnson game. I'm bitter about that. I am
Well, 14 Ks by
seething.
Emerson Hancock. And let's
Yeah.
spin it into a little bit of a positive here. Because I do want to talk positives, man, because you get swept by a very mediocre team. It leaves such a shitty taste in your mouth. And it's also just a bad brand of lackluster, no attention to detail baseball, Sam. But Emerson Hancock with 14 Ks, 7 innings. We spoke on this already where the analytics crushed him last season. Right now, the analytics just love Emerson. What a complete flip there. And I'm telling y'all, that sweeper is real, man. You called it, Sam. The different arm angle and now the
Mhm.
confidence and command with that sweeper. He is using it 25% more this season compared to last. Significant jump, and this guy is going to be an all-star if he keeps rolling like this.
Yeah, no, he definitely will be. I mean, I think they styled his delivery kind of after Woo with that kind of a 3/4
Mm.
arm slot, like, and that fastball has a little rise to it because he doesn't throw gas, but when it's coming at you and it looks like it has some rise, it seems a lot quicker than it is. And it just goes to say the Mariners are good at developing pitching talent. I'll say that they've
Oh,
shown
great,
that
great.
year after year.
And I don't know if everyone heard this, but Cade Anderson was on record saying, as a top pick in the draft, knowing that the Mariners had the third pick, he wanted to be a Seattle Mariner. This is a dude from LSU. He has to go as far across the country as he could possibly imagine to start his pro baseball career. And he wanted to come to the Seattle organization because of their outstanding track record of developing pitching, like you just noted, Sam. You also noted Brian Wu, and this is the cat and mouse game of Major League Baseball, man. Brian Wu has been the best starter for the Mariners for 200 Major League games, and now he's been annihilated his last two starts.
Yeah.
I'm not going to throw him out at all, Sam, but it looks kind of obvious to me that he is just getting way too much of the plate right now. If you're not painting the edges in this league, they're going to get you. And we might need to see a little bit more off speed and junk from him because they're ready to hit the fastball.
Yeah, no, they're teeing off on him right now. The last two games haven't been great for him. But I'm curious what you think about Cade Anderson. Is he coming up this year as a
Yes.
starter or a reliever? I think it's a
I
foregone
think
conclusion. He's coming up, but
Yeah, yeah. foregone conclusion. I mean, Sam, look at this. He's got in double A 0.37 ERA. He's got 38 Ks and 24 innings with a .7 whip. Dude, according to ChatGPT, they think that Cade could be up in July at earliest. July's a major stretch. Realistically, it's August to September, and I was major on the David Price track, Sam, because he is so close. He is such a stud. If we coach him up right, he'll be ready. We absolutely need him. I want to go to the live chat on a few things, Sam. I gotta ask you, man. What's up with Cal, man? Do we need to worry at all about this injury? It seems so vague. That's a little bit why I'm worried. Is usually the Mariners are pretty specific and they're not really saying much at all about Cal. And like I said, with this lineup, we need Cal so bad. Cal, we need you, bro. Doctors, come through.
What I heard earlier, I mean, they're waiting on imaging still. And so it's kind of hard to be conclusive one way or another. But it didn't seem they're overly concerned with it, and they're just being cautious. But I believe they're waiting on imaging, the last I heard.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're going to cross our fingers on that one. One thing I want to get to, Sam, is I really thought the Mariners were a bat short after the dust settled in the offseason. And Munataki is the home run king in the American League right now. He's got like a 2-year, $34 million contract. The Mariners fumbled the bag on this one. It was such an affordable look. And the homeboy from Japan would probably rather be here in Seattle. No offense, Southside. We know Seattle is legitimately a sister city of Kobe, Japan. That's the type of closeness these two regions have, so it just bums me out because Munataki is hitting moonshots like a mother. He is the best bargain in baseball right now.
Yeah, no, would have been real nice to have him on the club right now. That's saying the least right there.
We need it. I mean, look at Revis has got a freaking OPS of like 450. A 450 OPS out of your third baseman, man. And I love little Leo, but we're putting guys in the wrong position. Sam, what did Coach McDonald, I see you repping that Seahawks gear I love so much. What did Coach McDonald and his staff do so freaking well this year? What'd they do?
Put guys in places to succeed. Played to
and the Mariners are doing the opposite right now, and it's because they don't have the ammo. They don't have the ammo to necessarily put the guys in the right spots. Then we get a Matt Brash injury, brother. Brash goes down, and it really does it. And then it shows you how thin your bullpen is really quick. In the weekend series versus KC, we have 2 relievers make their major league debuts. We have a chance to try to pull out the Saturday night win, even with all of the huge mental blunders throughout the game. And Ferrer, we know Ferrer is more of a lefty specialist, and he needs to pitch the whole 8th. That could have been Brash. And Brash, we know how money Brash is. He's been our best reliever all year. You know, Ferrer gives up the 1 run. It's really hard like that. And I'm still a Ferrer guy, but like you just said, man, when guys are not in the right positions to succeed, this is how you get swept by a mediocre ball club.
Yeah, and they put him in against 3 guys in a row that they shouldn't have. I mean, we could have gone to, I don't know, anyone else. Ferrer is good against, I mean, he's there for lefties. He's a lefty there for lefties. We put him in against 3 righties, and he gave up a run. And that's why it hurts to not have Brash. I mean, we need to get healthy is what we need to do quickly. That's all I have to say about that, because once we do, I mean, we're one of the better teams overall roster construction in the league. And that's why I'm kind of concerned. I don't know if it's a coaching thing, if Dan's just not pushing the right buttons or what. It's hard to know how much coaching actually plays in baseball, but it's something, I have to say. They do something for him.
Yeah. Well, here's the one thing, Sam, is one thing I look at the managers and the coaches is just how sharp do you play on a daily basis. I think that kind of
Hmm.
reflects like the preparation and the correct mindset coming into each ball game. And right now, the Mariners are playing an ugly brand of baseball. They're
Yeah.
making giant mental miscues. They're making giant physical plays. Like super producer Indy was talking to me about before he went on mic. Now, JP's having massive struggles going to his backhand right now. It really sucks, dude. It breaks my heart when we have to kind of criticize these guys. But JP, he's barely above the Mendoza line. He is. I don't ever see him hitting the ball hard. So I don't know. Like sometimes you can see a guy with a shitty average, and like Naylor, you were calling Naylor when he was doing super shitty. We still need more from him, but
Yeah.
at least he's coming back to respectability. But Naylor was getting some hard fouls. I said, okay, I saw a couple really hard fouls right there. He's coming. I'm not seeing any hard contact, so that makes me really worried.
Yeah, and also with Naylor, I mean, you can tell how much he wants it too. He fucking slams that bat on the ground. You got to
Mm,
respect the passion and the grit from him. So yeah, I'm still not concerned about Naylor. We need more from him, but we need more from the whole damn team. Julio can't be
yeah.
letting balls go between his legs. We can't be screwing up games where Julio's hitting 2 home runs, then we just give it right back up. Yeah, it's we need more as an overall team, in my opinion.
I got to ask you, Sam. I'm not even saying the Mariners necessarily did the wrong thing as an organization, but is there a chance that this whole Colt Emerson getting 90 million guaranteed without playing one major league inning caused a lot of dissension in that clubhouse?
No, I don't think so. No.
No. You just keep your head down and work?
Yeah, I don't think players bag check each other that much when it comes to that.
Okay,
And
I would be pissed if I was JP, one person in particular, but I don't know if where he has a foot to stand on right now because he
he
has not
doesn't.
been JP for what 100 about 200 games. Like I said with Lou, like if we count last season and now, JP ain't been JP for about 200 games now.
Yeah, and it's a business. I mean, you know what I mean? Teams are going to handle their contracts how they're going to handle them. It's a smart move for both the organization and the player. And so I don't see the team getting too upset about that. They know that Colt is like one of the, he's a dude. You know what I mean? He's going to come up and he's going to have success. And so it was a smart move. And I don't think the players are holding it against the team for doing that.
Okay. Okay. I like that perspective. I always get a little worried, man, because this money shit's real, dude. And let's go back to our childhood, man. Maybe you and me, our favorite team in Seattle sports history, possibly. The Rain Man in the glove. They brought in Jim McIlvaine, gave him the bag, and said, Sean, you're not good enough. Jim McIlvaine wasn't even good enough to be a third string center in the Shaq
Yeah.
era where you had extra centers just to foul the motherfucker. So we
Yeah.
know that this money can be a real thing. That's why I bring it up. But I like your perspective trying to calm me down,
Well,
Sam.
like the Percy Harvin situation where they're paying an outside guy a bunch of money or anything
Yeah.
like that either. He is we drafted him, high draft pick. He looks promising. Why wouldn't we take to some of those free agency years and keep him for longer? Like, yeah, I think it was a smart move, and I don't see anybody getting butthurt over it.
Okay. And I mean, I think a lot of the Mariners' problem happened in this offseason, Sam, because they signed Naylor very early in the free agency period, but then it's just quiet the rest of the time. We trade for Ferrer, but I always thought we were an arm short. I always thought we were a bat short, and
Hmm.
it only takes a couple few injuries for things to get thin really, really quick. And I stand on this, man. The Mariners, that was looking more like a AAA Tacoma lineup on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't see it then because I saw they had 4 hits. I think is all.
Yeah.
Something like that. I heard it was bad, but yeah, I didn't see any of it, so I can't speak too much of what happened.
Well,
I
shout out to my
saw.
man Rick Rizzo too. Shout out to Rick Riz and Gary Hill because they always bring it to me wherever I am.
Yeah.
Oh, and cute sidebar: Rick Riz, very last season, so I am soaking in Rick Riz like a mother. He is an absolutely fantastic, fantastic commentator, fantastic Mariner. Sam, speaking of fantastic Mariners, Brendan Donovan, we need him back. He had a
Hmm.
950 or 954 OPS this season. Just a great player, but I think we need to be realistic, Sam, because I'm looking at his track record now. Brandon Donovan's a great player, but he misses games. Period. In his career, Sam, 126, 95, 153, 118, and 18 out of 40 or so this year. Brandon Donovan's only been able to play a full season once in his career. So he is a fantastic player, but I think we need to temper our expectations to what his track record's telling me.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean,
And
he
it
seems,
happens.
yeah.
Cause
Well,
guys that play hard are gonna get hurt more. That's why some guys like don't run hard to first base, and I don't kill them for it anymore. Because guys get hurt. I mean, and so there is a give and take for a one. Like we love the guys that play hard. I do too. But there is a give and take in the baseball season about that thing.
yeah. As I say, the best abilities, availability sometimes, and if you're not on the
Mhm.
field to help your team, doesn't matter how hot of a player you are, you're not there. Um, yeah, I mean, God, we need him. We need him, and he needs to get back. I think he's coming back this week, right? It's just the
Yeah,
last
I mean
series
he's
he's gonna
slated to
miss.
come back any day now. The ESPN projections had him at May 2nd, so he's due. He is due any day now. I mean, I wish he was back already. Maybe they're waiting to settle in here on the road. I'm not sure, Sam. I do. This has kind of been a little bit of a negative episode, but I do want to bring some optimism because there are some really, really great things I'm seeing. Two guys I want to shout out. Julio Rodriguez, in the last
Mm-hmm.
15 games, he has a 986 OPS. He had a terrible fucking error in game two against Kansas City, but overall 986 OPS the last 2 weeks, Julio. And then Cole Young, we know the fantastic defense, the highest WAR on the team. The last 15 game, Cole is hitting 327 with a 775 OPS. Julio and Cole Young. We got a bunch of misfits in there, but these two are holding it down.
Yeah, it's the best start to Julio's career that I've seen so far. I
It's
mean, he's
exciting.
yeah, it
Easily.
is. It is because
Easily.
once the weather heats up, he really starts to heat up.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm really pumped to see what he's going to be doing throughout the whole year now. And that error, I mean, it was awful. It was egregious. I don't know if it cost them at all because I think that run was scoring no matter what. It would have been
It
maybe a
would have
closer
taken a
play at the
miracle
plate.
throw. That's
Yeah,
like a one percenter, you know.
yeah. And so, I mean, if they would have got another run, then I might be a little more angry about that. But it's still a boneheaded play. It was just the accumulation of all three of those that was disappointing. And yeah, I guess we are a little negative today, but more like we're just being real about it. It is
Yeah.
what it is. We're not going to sugarcoat the shit. I'm usually quite the optimist about everything, but we got to be real about this. And we're struggling right now, and that's okay as long as we come out of the struggles and we are a better team through it. We got to get through the injuries. We got to get Brash back, and
Yep.
hopefully Cal's okay because without Cal, we're in trouble. He's one of the guys that strikes fear into the opposing team's lineup.
And he's just the heart and soul. He is the
Yeah,
heart and soul too. Like Cal brings the tangibles and the intangibles that the team needs so badly. Sam, we were talking about Julio heating up with the weather. Edgar Martinez was notoriously a hitter that would heat up with the weather. Luis Castillo has had a horrible season so far. We
yeah,
looked at all the overlying stats last week that point to the decline is very real and we need to be aware of it. Sam, we can't let go of him yet, obviously. Furthermore, Bryce Miller isn't projected back till mid to late May. Cade Anderson, we know we got to do the right thing for him and the organization long term. But Luis Castillo has a giant track record I'm looking at right now of heating up with the weather like a lot of these Hispanic players have. Historically, especially the guys that are playing way up north in Seattle where 50-degree baseball must feel like it's 20-degree baseball to them. But yeah, Luis's ERA gets significantly better June, July, and August compared to the other months. So let's really, really hope that he can turn it around because we desperately need him. And no matter what, he's getting paid next year. So we need to figure something out.
yeah, we really do. I like Luis as a guy, as a player. I hope he figures it out. But if not, we got other arms that we can go to. So I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
excited to see Cade Anderson. If
Oh,
Dude, yeah, man, he's ready, man. I want to bring him up now.
Sloan's looking so good too.
Yeah,
Caden
yeah,
Sloan might be the best of the Jerry pitchers because
yeah.
they have that real high end shit. They got
Mm-hmm.
that high end shit, man. Ooh wee! I want to go to the live chat really quick though,
Yeah, I was
Sam.
about to say
And
Robles.
yeah, Robles is just a huge difference maker, and he is an. The analytics usually don't like him, but baseball isn't all analytics yet, and it will never be all analytics. I've embraced them, but analytics need to embrace the fundamentals as well. And Robles brings the speed, the defense, the fact that the third baseman has to play closer in because he could easily get a bunt hit. We got real bad Bumbaclaw talking about our weak ass arms in the outfield. Well, Robles helps fix that problem because Robles
Mm-hmm.
has a cannon. So yeah, Mariners life for missing Robles is a real thing. We got some weak ass arms in the outfield, Sam. I think in a perfect world, maybe Cole Emerson can go to third. Maybe Randy comes to DH a little more, get BD in some left field. But man, we need JP to step up. We need guys to get healthy, man, because it's just really tough when the bottom third of your lineup seems like it's going to be 0 for 12 every time.
Yeah, I thought you'd be calling for JP to be hitting the bench and having Colt play short then, and
Well,
then Donovan
I
at
don't.
third.
Our options are limited right now, man.
Yeah,
I'm really trying to figure out, like, because here's the okay. If Donovan's back, then maybe JP is the one to go to the bench. If Rivas is still at third base, Rivas is the first person that needs to exit the starting lineup ASAP.
yeah,
It's not even close. It is not even close. However, whatever it takes to get Rivas off ASAP, we got to configure like that.
yeah, definitely. I mean, because he's our utility guy, so it's not like we have him slated there to be playing third every time. He's kind of the break glass in case of emergency guy, and we
And we
fucking had to
thrust him
break the
into a
glass.
role that
Yeah,
he can't succeed in this role. I don't
no,
even blame because you said it. Rivas is a bench utility player. You pinch run him, for Josh Naylor in the bottom of the ninth inning. You put him in, if you need to have a pinch hitter for Causa, like any of these sort of things. But to ask him to be your everyday third baseman, and this is
yeah,
something that's
no,
pissing me
no.
off. Like, with the Mariners, do not respect third base the way they should. I love the Mariners, but I absolutely hate the way they disrespect third base. They think they
Get
can put
passionate,
any
Ty.
fucking
Get
ball. I
passionate.
am passionate, man,
Yeah.
because there's a reason I played second, not third. And it's because third base takes a great fucking baseball skill set. You have to be
Mm-hmm.
fearless. You have to be a little crazy. You have to have the quickest reflexes on the team, minus the catcher. You have to have a cannon for an arm. These are attributes that a ton of great ball players like a Brendan Donovan might not possess because I think they're special qualities, and I just think the Mariners disrespect the position the way I think that you should as an organization.
Yeah, and there needs to be a little bit more of an offensive output too than Rivas being a
Yeah.
third baseman. I mean, yeah, that is a power position. You need a run generator there, and yeah, Rivas
Yes.
is not the guy. Donovan can fill that role, but like we were just talking about with the defense, he's might not have all the tools to be the best third baseman you could have on the field.
Dude, I need Kyle Seager, man. I need Jim Presley. I need Mike Blowers, man. We can't have Leo Rivas, dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, we
Oh,
can't. We can't at
oh my
all.
gosh, I'm getting a little crazy here, man. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but it because Dan May has made some tactical errors this year that I feel cost the team a couple of games. I also, in my heart of hearts, Sam, feel managers are going to cost their team a few times a year. You got to weigh it out. Do they make the right move more often? Managers make the wrong moves all the time, dude. It's 162 baseball season. So you got to just weigh it out, man. But right now, the manager is not given a fair deck right now, man. I don't see given the injuries and the underproduction, I don't see a playoff quality team right now. There's the talent to turn it around. There's the talent to turn it around. Like Texas Rangers said, our division sucks. So thank the Lord, the Mariners are right in the mix. We are getting swept by mediocre Kansas City and still only 2.5 back. So we're all in this thing. It's got to turn around though, man, because there's some disappointing things out there.
Yeah, for the live chat, Kaiza music greetings from Serbia. Hell yeah. Greetings from here in
Wow.
Washington too. That's wild. That's wild.
Hit us back, man. I got a question about the globe. Is Serbia, what season is it in Serbia? Fall, winter, summer? I know around the globe that we got different seasons at the same time, so I'm curious about that. Serbian Mariners fan, possibly. Now that's
Yeah.
some crazy,
Yeah.
crazy shit, dude.
That is. That is. That's wild.
Welcome,
That's wild.
Kaiser. As everybody knows, man, my oh my, we have always been an inclusive show, man. This is about bringing the people together. You can talk your shit, let your opinions fly. Just keep it between the lines, man. We all got family. We all got people out there that love us. Sam, I do want to get into a little bit of football talk. Anything else on the Mariners, or do we want to get into a little bit of divisional shit talking?
Let's move on to a better topic right now. The Mariners
Well,
aren't the best
well,
one.
Sam, you know what? There was one player that was easily the most polarizing pick in the entire draft, no matter what fan, analyst, coach, or GM you asked. Ty Simpson, quarterback out of Alabama, goes to our rival Rams. What are your thoughts, bro?
I love it. Absolutely love it. Couldn't be happier for the Rams to get him. It won't help them at least for a couple of years, if ever. So that's great. They could have gotten a playmaker to help them this year, and they didn't. They're in a window right now, and I guess they're trying to juggle keeping the window open and going for it. But fuck, man, you got to go all in when you have Stafford playing at the MVP level. But it's great for us. So yeah, I'm happy. It's the best pick of the whole day, in my opinion.
Hell yeah, man. And it's not even an indictment on Ty Simpson either. Okay, and for y'all, the record, apparently Kaz is telling us Serbians
White
cheer
Sox
for the
fan.
White Sox. I should have known better. That is not knowing my geography and culture very well. Nonetheless, Sam, that's why I'm up here yelling for the Mariners and Seahawks, dude. What I see here is exactly like you did, man. They could have drafted Ruben Bain. Ask
Mm-hmm.
all three divisional rivals, do you want Ruben Bain or Ty Simpson on the Rams?
Who do I want? Yeah,
We want
Ty
Ty
Simpson.
Simpson.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
mean, it's crazy. Could you imagine Ruben Bain versus Turner Young?
Yeah.
I mean, that's already a damn good pass rush. Bain might put him over the top in terms of getting that Super Bowl winning pressure, bro. And so I know you're kind of lukewarm on Trent McDuffie. I just gotta like
Well, it
I actually
depends where
like
you
Ty
play him.
Simpson. But
He's a
but I
great
mean, what are we
slot
talking
corner.
about? Like those 15 starts, Sam? And then I heard some of the guys that know so much better than me. Like people are starting to look at the math now. He's gonna like if he sits for 1 or 2 years with the Rams, he'll have started like 1 year of football out of like 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah, that's what I said last week. Exactly what I said. Yeah,
What
he'll have
I'm
played
I'm
one
I
full
don't even
season in 6 years.
I
It's
wow.
wild.
I,
It's wild.
I'm a Sean McVay guy too. I mean, how could you not be? If you like, you can hate him as a rival, but if you don't respect him, and I can't respect your opinion after that. But this really seems like kind of a crazy move. Do you think this is more of a GM move? I'm not really sure what to make of it. Sean McVay looks like he was putting up a stink. It might just be to make Stafford feel good. I don't know.
Yes, that. The stink was to make Stafford feel good. The GM's not doing a goddamn thing, especially drafting a quarterback without McVay's blessing and McVay's
Yeah,
input.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's just not. He would be gone so quick. If the owner is choosing between McVay and the GM, they're choosing McVay 10 times out of 10. Absolutely. And so, yeah,
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's no chance they didn't consult him on that. And he gave the blessing, and he's just trying to massage hurt feelings right now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
my
and
read
that's
on it.
smart. That's smart, Sam. I'm kind of looking here, and the Rams are completely dedicated to going to that 13 personnel, man. They're loving their tight ends. Max Clare, he's kind of a universally loved tight end out of Ohio State. Ex Seahawk Kobe Parkinson had a couple of critical drops, and so I think they might be wanting to get younger, better, and cheaper for Kobe's exact spot. And then I'm just looking at this, Sam. It cracks me up, man. You want to talk about the COVID NIL era? Their third round offensive tackle, Keegan Trost, 6 years of college, 7 years. Their third round offensive tackle played 7 years of college football.
Yeah, that's wild.
Is he a brain surgeon
Yeah,
or a tackle?
well, that's going to be the interesting thing coming out of college now is with the guys having so many more like playing years. He's going to have guys playing like just this guy 6, 7, 8 years, some shit like that, and so you're having some 24, 25-year-old rookies coming into the league. And I
Mhm.
guess if they take their time, and what I heard, got a video interview with somebody, I forget who it was, about how he was using a lot of his money to kind of do what the NFL players do, is keep his body right, hire nutritionists, cryo chamber and all this. So, I mean, if you're picking a guy who's 24, 25, has the right mindset, right mentality, and you can
Mm.
get, production out of him right away rather than having to wait the 2 to 3 years till most rookies pop off, it could be a very good thing for, it depends on the position though. Because as we know with halfback,
Oh,
their most productive years are the first year or two in their career. And then
yeah.
after that, it's usually a little bit downhill. And so it all depends on the position. But yeah, the whole NIL thing brings an interesting wrinkle into this whole NFL situation with the draft.
Yeah, very interesting. That's a lot of great shit right there, Sam. That's a lot of great shit. And one thing I think about NIL in terms of the draft scouting process is I think going forward we're going to have much thinner drafts in terms of talent up into the late rounds because we're going to see so many more of those mid to late guys returning to school. If I can get 500, if I can get a mill point two instead of the
Yeah.
unknown as a sixth or seventh round pick, we're seeing guys do that already. But in terms of scouting the top of the draft, it should be more accurate. I don't know if it will
Yes.
become more accurate, but because these guys are returning to school more, they're advancing levels. There is less and less secrets, and you're getting older, more mature men. I mean,
Yeah.
Sam, we got to be real. I think all of us felt like we were a much more mature person at 24 compared to 20.
Oh God, yes,
You know,
absolutely, yes, yes,
so
definitely, definitely, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting with Ruben Bain. I think he's going to be an absolute monster in the league, though, just because he's
yeah.
his speed to power, because that's usually one of the most important things for edge rushers and stuff. Now it's not always, you don't always want the huge guys who can bend around the corner that are just finesse because they're maybe good on third down only. But if they can go speed to power, I think Ruben Bain, even though he's got a little bit more of the shorter arms, that yeah, his power is going to help him in the league. Because that's
Oh,
the one thing you
absolutely.
have to have as a defensive end is power and be able to convert
And
at the speed.
yeah, and we've noted it earlier, Sam, throughout the entire draft process, is the numbers show us that there are vastly more successful edge rushers with short arms compared to offensive tackles with short arms. It's not even close. So I'm going to do a quick U-turn here because I love the live chat so much. Real bad bumba clot. The Indianapolis Colts have made a trade that seems like it might have backfired a little bit, but he's asking about their linebacking core, and Bryce Botcher out of Oregon is a hammerhead. He is a hammerhead. I love that. But the real find is CJ Allen. Super producer Indy loves him some CJ Allen. And this guy is not going to test at the level of a Reese or a Sonny Styles. That's why he went in the 30s opposed to the top 10. But Allen is your typical, really smart Georgia Bulldog green dot. I know there's a lot of kind of dummies in Georgia football. Don't get it twisted. But if you're calling the plays for Kirby Smart, you got major football IQ. I promise you that. CJ Allen is a thumper. He's going to kick your ass. He is super smart, Sam. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if CJ Allen ends up being Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I'm glad you have
Well,
the
it's what
knowledge on
I
that.
love the draft. I love the draft, man.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna say this to
yeah,
AJ Halsey, one more guy, AJ Halsey, Sam. I loved him so much. He is the hardest hitting safety in the draft by far. He just didn't make my targets list for the Seahawks because he is a duplicate for what so much of what an Eamon Worry and a Ernest and a Spoon, and I want to bring Love down as like Halsey didn't seem like the fit as like maybe a Bud Clark or a Zakee Wheatley playing a little more in the deep center. But man, Halsey's gonna light your ass up. I love that dude.
are you saying he also does he not have the versatility? Would you say, or is he a little bit of a versatile guy as well?
Um, Hosey's a good athlete. He's gonna get. I think he got pigeonholed a little bit, Sam. I wouldn't have been mad if anyone took him in the 40s, and this guy went in the third round. So teams clearly think that he's got some coverage limitations that I don't see, and clearly I'm the amateur. But let's be real. Lots of times these teams don't know what they're not seeing either. So let's get real there.
Yeah, that's true. And Jadarian Price looked jacked at rookie minicamp. I wanted to point that out. Look absolutely jacked. I don't know if you just saw some of the pictures. He just looks like a monster, dude. Yeah, next to the other rookies, his arms are just gigantic and the legs. So I am excited
and I saw a
after
video
seeing that.
Where Price was running a little option out route, effortless, smooth route runner and catcher. It was there. It was there. He was just playing behind the best player in the draft. Jadarian Price probably starts on every other single team in college football, minus Notre Dame. And that's part of the attitude, the selflessness, and the teamwork that John Schneider and Coach McDonald are coveting right now. And that was why they made him their first pick.
Yeah, and how he turned down a much bigger bag, too, to stay there, too. And coming from the background he came from. And it says a lot about who he is and his personality. So yeah, no, I'm stoked. I think our draft class is going to be pretty goddamn good, especially for the lack of picks we had.
Yeah, and we got some good flyers, man. John's gotten some random late 7th round picks to turn out pretty well, Sam. I want to talk shit about the Cardinals though, because I love talking shit about the Cardinals, man. They're like that annoying ass younger friend that you just is that little gnat at the barbecue, man. But I just told you, Jeremiah Love, I think he's probably the best player in the draft. It was a silly pick for them at number 3. They could have gotten a franchise-altering player on defense. They could have made a reach and at least solidified the offensive line. Sometimes in my mind, if you're solidifying their O-line, it's not a reach anyways because a football team can't function if you have a shitty O-line. But they also go and use the first pick of the 3rd round on Carson Beck. Really? Thanks, guys. Shit, man. Yeah. I'm sending flowers to the Rams and the Cardinals this year, bro.
Yeah, the 2nd round pick with Chase Bizontis or something. Bizontis? I don't know what the fuck he is.
That's a good pick. That's a really good pick. Don't get me wrong. But the draft in its entirety just as Arizona Cardinals. Like, thanks, guys. That we need at least one shitty organization in this frickin' tough as nails division.
Yeah, they take that mantle up pretty well, and I hear that. I don't know. I've been hearing rumblings and rumors about the 49ers and shit too. Like people asking Shanahan potentially going to get fired. I think they'd be absolutely fucking crazy if they fired him, and I think there would be 25 different teams ready to fire their coach immediately if he becomes available.
I would be ecstatic if they fired Shanahan. I would be absolutely ecstatic. You're right. Yeah. He is one of the best coaches in football. People want to call him a choker. Fuck that, man. Fuck that. This is a guy that gets Jimmy Garoppolo's and Purdy's and all these other kind of average guys, on the precipice of a championship. Matt Ryan, MVP season, Sam. People are just curious about the 49ers drafting philosophy. A lot of people see dribbling as a miss. I don't mind the pick, though. A lot of people don't like it. I don't mind it. I see a guy that's like, 6'2", 207, runs a 4.3, and was really productive in college. That seems like a good pick to me. And furthermore, like you always tell me fit, Ty. What's the fit? Well, you play San Francisco in a box last season. The Seahawks gave 0 fucks about them being able to threaten them with an explosive pass play at all. Pearsall, even if he's on, is not running go routes past you. Pearsall's a technician. George Kittle is coming back from an Achilles. No one even knows where Jawan Jennings is right now. So I think that was just a good fit for them. They need that over-the-top speed. Yeah. There's
the Niners suck. Hell, goddamn right they do. Yeah, dude. And the other thing, people like the whole thing that people are kind of talking shit about, kind of saying they're now kind of trying to shift the blame from Lynch bad drafting to Shanahan having too much of a say in the draft picks and everything and screwing it up for Lynch. So yeah, I like to see the turmoil and the infighting kind of going on over there. It makes my heart happy. I'll say that.
Well, one thing we know for a fact, Sam, in every pro sports franchise, there's different organizational hierarchies in all of them. And they can also change. We've seen, Pete Carroll was the boss and John was second in charge. Then it flip flopped. Then Pete was fired. We know for a fact that when it comes down to it, Kyle is the boss in San Francisco. And
Yes.
so those things can get tricky, man. Like, towards the end of the New England run with Belichick, he was famously like overnight, like pulling players off the board that scouts highly recommended because for
Hmm.
some reason he didn't like him. When coaches are great with the NFL personnel, that's what they deal with all the time. They really spend very minimal time throughout the year evaluating these college guys, and you're right. Shanahan might be getting his hands a little too busy, but I'm here for it, man. Because it's all about the Seahawks. And the reason I wanted to bring these teams up is championships are built through the draft, and the Seahawks did that for Super Bowl 60.
And you got to win your division too. You win your division,
Yeah.
you're making the playoffs no matter what. Easiest path to a Super Bowl. Got to take out the teams in your division.
And look, I mean, you could easily make an argument that the Rams and the 49ers are number 2 and number 3 in the conference.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, the Eagles might have something to say.
You could. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, Niners, we could argue about. There's no debate about the
1 and 2
Seahawks
with
and the
Rams.
Rams.
Yeah, yeah,
There's no debate about the Seahawks and the Rams, and that's why it was so baffling. Like, it's not about Ty Simpson; it's about the window that's baffled everybody. But hey, maybe
it's a
these guys.
little about Ty Simpson. It's a little bit, but mainly about the window.
Okay, yeah, because I want to put this on wax, Sam. I wanted to put this on wax before we end this shit. Is a lot of people try to compare it to Aaron Rodgers, but it's not the same thing at all. Because Ty Simpson is anywhere from 20 to 40 on anyone's big board. Aaron Rodgers was top 5 or number 1 on everyone's big board and fell to like the mid 20s. There
Yeah,
is
that was
nothing
wild.
similar about taking a high second round quarterback at 13 opposed to taking the possible best prospect in the mid 20s. There's nothing similar about that.
Yeah, no, definitely not. We got a request, Ty, from Texas Rangers for you to rattle on about the Bears draft. I think.
Okay, well, I actually, because I didn't get out everything I wanted to about the Houston Texans first, now that Texas Power Rangers right there. And I'm a huge Caden McDonald fan. And I think I didn't say this specifically about him, but this is such a tremendous move for the Texans because your number one game plan against that team right now is how do we slow down the edge rush? And so Caden McDonald is going to force more second and longs. Caden's going to force more third and longs. The exact opposite you want against the Texans is playing long down and distance. McDonald might help unlock that. I still like my Seahawks anyways. Gray Zabel ain't scared of dudes like that, but no, real talk, huge move. Sam, I think that the Seahawks were all over Logan Jones. He is obviously on the Bears. Athletic Iowa center. We said
Mm-hmm.
this about our guy, Bo Stevens. You can't go wrong with the athletic centers.
Nope.
We know local star Brock Heward just loved Logan Jones. And
Yeah.
Dylan Thieneman's an awesome fucking pick. Sam, if Thieneman lasted to 32, I think the Seahawks would have figured out running back later. Maybe even traded for a veteran during training camp. Because Thieneman on film shows that amazing deep center range. He can also be an excellent nickel. He tested off the charts. And they're trying to copy the swag of the Seattle Seahawks with a couple of dynamic safeties. Real talk, though, good luck, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna have some competition back there in the backfield. Yeah, I like what the Bears have done so far in the offseason. I mean, I feel I'm happy for the organization to actually have some hope for the first time in a while, a couple decades at least. So we'll see how it all pans out. I kind of like the tight end prospect they had too. What's his name? Roush.
Oh, Sam Roush.
Yeah,
Everybody loves Big Sam. And there's another school, Stanford, renowned for tight ends. And I want to point this one out too. Is I've been waxing poetic about the Seahawks putting an emphasis on return game, considering the new kickoff rules. Xavier Thomas will probably have less than 5 catches for the team, but he could make an immediate impact in the return game. We saw Rashid Shaheed be a game changer on a championship run. It looks like other teams are looking for that value also.
Yeah, but I want to say I do predict a little bit of a downturn for the Bears next year in the division. I just do. I mean, I think they had some lightning in a bottle with the quarterback. But more than a few. Goddamn, throw it up in a prayer and prayers being answered kind of plays, and we'll see if they can build on it. But if anyone in that division is going to have a slight downtick, I think it'll be the Bears.
Okay. Well, they needed edge help and were unable to get it in the draft. And Poles was criticized for it, and I'm cool with it. All he needs to do is answer. It would have been just bad reaches on our boards to go those directions. And that's just somehow how the draft crumbles, especially in a one as thin as this year.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. Yeah. Next year, I'm excited for that draft pick, all those drafts, because
our Seattle Seahawks got 11 picks. Our Seattle Seahawks got 11 picks. We're going to have like 3 or 4 fifth-rounders, and we know the Seahawks aren't going to make 11 draft picks. We know that there aren't going to be 11 open spots on the roster given how good this squad is. But we know John's going to be able to use that extra capital to get to the spots that he needs to get to. When John wants to move up, it is always with great success. We're talking Cam Chancellor, Tyler Lockett, Nick Eamon-Worry. When John Schneider targets a guy and thinks he needs to move up, it is always a home run.
And don't rule out in-year trade.
Yeah.
Because that, I think that's as likely as anything. What year?
You're talking like a trade deadline move. Deadline move, maybe?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
A piece that might not be like a missing piece, but one that will help us improve our chances.
And who knows? Maybe Max Crosby's going to end up back on the market again, and we only have to pay him half the money to get a Super Bowl run, which could be incredible.
And our pick has the exact same value as everyone else's now.
Right now.
Everyone else.
We have shit value. We went over that, man, because I was so curious. Fans are like, good. The Ravens made that trade, number 14, for the Seahawks to go from number 32 to number 14. We had to trade our entire 26th haul plus next year's third. You just can't do it.
No, you can't. And right now we all have the same pick. Everyone's team thinks they're going to go to the Super Bowl. And so, you know what I mean? Like, we're in the same position as everyone else. And I think we have a much better chance to land him. And I would love it if we do. And
Mariners lifer. Oh, go ahead. Oh my God, I'm getting crazy.
Fowler might be coming to the team. I know there'll be free agency visit, I think, coming up here pretty soon.
He was on my wish list. He was on my wish list. Legitimately on my top 5 targets. Sam, there's another guy on the block, though, we got to talk about before we hit it, dude. Cam Jordan, man. And I always wanted a speedster 4-5 type of guy to be another in the pass rush package. But that ship has sailed unless we trade a high draft pick from next year's lot. Cam Jordan, I believe, still had I think he had a double-digit sack season, even this late in his career, man. Maybe this could be maybe we just get a bunch of old defensive ends and kick ass and take names with these old
I'm about to say sign both, maybe. Who the fuck knows? I mean, because we have the money.
$30 million.
We have the money.
Do it.
And it's not going to do anything for us sitting in the bank. So might as well spend some of it.
Pass rush depth is the great equalizer.
Yes.
Every time we see a surprise Super Bowl winner, it's the
overall
pass rush depth. Yeah, line depth. Good point. Because you got to have the run stuffers as well. I'm saying you're right. You got to have the line depth because the run stuffers are equally as important because you can't rush if you don't stop the run. Sam, let's fucking do it, baby, man. The Mariners, tough one. We'll bounce back. They need to get their heads out of their asses, though. No question about it.
Yep, they do. Yeah, it's another week of baseball coming up, and I think it'll be a better week if we get our guys back.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Health is going to be a huge factor, man. Can we be like one of those Pokemons and give them some fruit, help revive them a little bit?
Right?
Let's
Yeah,
freaking go,
that'd be
baby.
nice. Let's do it.
All right, baby. Well, my oh my, it's another sports podcast. We got super producer Indy. That's Vaden Podcast Services. Vaden Podcast Services. Shout out to the live chat. Thank you for all the knowledge. Thank you all for all the energy. Shout out to my homie Sam. It's your boy Ty. My oh my, it's another sports podcast. Get back on the horse, Mariners.
Let's do it.